tens of thousands of years, much of North America lay buried under ice up to a mile thick. Then, the massive ice sheets receded. In what is now Alaska, ocean-bound streams and rivers emerged, opening up new possibilities for countless species. One of the animals that came calling was the three-spined stickleback. Common to the Northern Ocean, this little fish spawns in fresh water. There were now lots of new spawning grounds to explore. But as the ice-free land began to rise, streams and the fish in them were cut off from the sea. Isolated populations of sticklebacks faced a survival challenge. Could they adapt to full-time life in a freshwater lake? 10,000 years later, they're still there, but they have been transformed. Stickleback bodies changed in many ways as they adapted to life in post-glacial lakes. They got smaller, their coloring changed, and most strikingly, even their skeletons changed. As we begin to learn exactly how stickleback bones evolved, we're learning about a lot more than just fish. We're learning about how all animal bodies evolved.
Well, I hope we caught some fish.
This is Bear Paw Lake, one of many lakes created in Alaska by the glacier's retreat 8,000 to 10,000 years ago. The sticklebacks one can catch here are especially intriguing to biologists interested in evolution, such as Mike Bell. Like all freshwater sticklebacks, their ancestors lived in the sea.
In the ocean, there are lots of large predatory fish, and there's no place to hide.
So, sticklebacks evolved body armor, bony plates on their side, and long, sharp spines coming off their pelvis and back.
They're generally easy for predatory fish to catch, but they're not easy to swallow.
In Bear Paw Lake, however, spines are a liability. There are no largemouth predators here. But there are hungry dragonfly larvae that grab sticklebacks by their spines. So, pelvic spines actually reduce fitness and lessen a fish's chances of surviving and reproducing. In this lake, natural selection has been at work.
If you look at the pelvis of this fish, there's practically nothing there.
In just a few thousand years, these fish underwent a dramatic skeletal change, completely losing their pelvic spines. As pelvic spines are homologous to the hind limbs of four-legged vertebrates, the change we see in sticklebacks is the equivalent of losing legs. How does such a dramatic change in form occur? For Stanford molecular geneticist David Kingsley, the transformation of the stickleback pelvis opened a door on an evolutionary puzzle.
What happened at the genetic level at these early stages